You're locked in on Cinderella Stories with Ash and Sav. And listen, Ash and I, we were watching the UConn Elite Eight game, which birthed itself to the Final Four. We were going back and forth. Before we get into anything, I don't like to jinx things. I don't want to put like bad stuff into the universe, but I just want the people to know by the time this episode releases, Ashley's birthday will have just passed. So I can't celebrate it right now as we are recording it because we don't do that. Like, you never know. It's one of those, like, have you
I
heard of this?
agree.
Yeah, you can't. So I'm not going to say it yet,
But
but
okay,
we're acknowledging it. We're putting it just as a framework.
we're
We're
gonna put a pin in
acknowledging.
it.
We're putting a pin in it. But I'm super excited. It's a big one, and I should say it's a little one.
It's a little one. It's
It's
a
just a
tiny
cute one.
little
That matchup with it was UConn versus
Notre
uh,
Dame. And
Notre
we
Dame.
almost fought about it on text. I don't know if you were feeling that energy. You're like, they have a chance. They have a chance. I was like, in what words?
Yeah.
Did hell freeze over? Because it ain't happening, babe.
Well, it was only not happening in literally the fourth quarter because they ran out of steam. And by steam, I mean it was literally it was Notre Dame's point guard. Hannah just like literally ran out. Like, she was so good from the first off the rip all the way to the third. And I just saw like that lead. It's like, okay, I'm okay with like UConn having a little bit of a lead, right? Okay, 1-2, 1-2. But you get to the end of the third, heading into the fourth, and that lead has now gone from single digits to a couple double digits. And then at one point, it was like over 20. And it's like, okay, in the fourth quarter, good luck. It's so hard to dig yourself out of that.
I don't know about all that. I feel like UConn played a pretty bad game as highlights roll on my computer. UConn played a pretty mediocre game, middle of the road. They were fine. They were making some mistakes. They weren't necessarily hitting shots, and still they were in the lead for the entirety of the game. It was like Notre Dame's like, we're gonna come back, we're gonna come back. UConn's like, shh. Notre Dame's like, we're gonna come back, we're gonna shh, 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 baby girl, not today, honey. So it was like the old college try. And I think that UConn did have to lock in, as you said. And I don't think they necessarily had an answer for Hidalgo, but ultimately it's that depth that we talked about last week that is just so hard to shut down. But yeah, they did what they needed to do. And I mean, it wasn't their best performance. They scored 70 points. They were a little flat in the second and third quarters, I'd say 12 and 15 points only. But for me, never a doubt. Never
Yeah.
a doubt.
I mean, I love that you have confidence. For me, though, I will say this, like, does UConn, okay, UConn is obviously UConn. UConn's like obviously the favorites to win. We talked about this last week too.
Mhm.
And I do think though that Hannah Hidalgo really exposed some weaknesses. And those are weaknesses that I don't think they had last year. They had Paige Beckers on their team last year. They don't this year. That said, they also have like an amazing like roster that goes very deep. But Sarah Strong did not have her best game. Like, as you mentioned, like she like they UConn just didn't play well, but the part of that not playing well was foul trouble, which Hannah Hidalgo like single-handedly got them in. And she like, I know Hannah's known for her steals and her speed and stuff like that, but I do think that like when you start poking holes at a team, it's not that to say that they can't win with them, but it kind of lets other teams know that like they're not unstoppable. Like, they have some weaknesses that I think we could punch into going forward. And like I said, we're now heading to the Final Four. So this is when it gets real, real.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't say that they showed holes though. I would just say that Hannah's a handful. I just think that
mm,
that's like an exceptional player. It's like, okay, you need to lock in, you need to lock her up. And she was making plays and she was making shots and she was dogged. And yeah, she ran out of steam a little bit because one player can't do it all themselves in March Madness.
mhm.
But I don't know. I just disagree with you on that point, which is fine. It's fine to disagree. I just think it was one of
No,
those
you
things.
can't.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where it was like the perfect storm for UConn to waver just a little bit, but ultimately their system is so strong. Anytime that there was a
It's
little
so
bit of
good.
doubt, it was like punch, dribble, inside, kick out, three, automatic.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame's
Yeah.
defense was like zoo, zoo, ooh, lost in the
I
sauce, and it was
uh-huh.
it was clinical.
I just remember seeing Hannah in the fourth quarter and I was laughing because the entire time she's so assertive and everything that like I literally saw the girl like in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter. And I was like, girl, I feel you. Like, listen, first of all, that could never be me in the first place. But like, I just saw her starting to hide in the offense, and I was like, she's tired.
Yeah.
She's tired. But
UConn's a machine,
that's
man. But yeah, on to the Final Four.
yes. Walk us
With
through what you got.
your girls at UCLA.
Let's
They're in
go.
the Final Four as well. They beat Duke in a game which ultimately they had business winning, but they were down 8 at half to Duke,
hmm
and then they held them to just 19 points in the second half to advance to the Final Four. That in of itself is crazy that they were able to lock in on defense like that. I think it just speaks to the experience. I think they have 5 or 6 graduating seniors this year, so they have players who have been there who do know what it takes down the stretch. Anchored by Lauren Betts, obviously. But shout out to our Canadian queen, Toby Fournier, who is on Duke, is eliminated. But okay, wait, did you know that Toby Fournier is a Black woman?
I did not know this. Is she? Is
Okay.
she identified?
No, I don't know about all that, but no, I swear to God. Okay, so her mom
What?
is an actor
Okay.
on OG Degrassi. Okay, I
Okay.
need you to look it up right now. Her mom's name is Anais Granofsky. Her grandma Jean is Black. Her great
Whoa.
grandma Jean is Black. Her grandma Sandra,
Yo.
yes,
Everybody's seen the Drewski skit.
yeah, as Erica Kirk.
And yeah, as Erica Kirk, as obviously a white woman, and people are calling it like that, you can't do that. But then he pulled out the receipts and his grandpa is white.
Drewski?
Yeah.
No.
His grandpa is a white man. Like
Also, just like
full.
whiteface is not offensive, but
No, but like exactly. But this is what
yeah.
the level of shock I'm coming on right now. It's like, I did not know this. This is information.
Yeah, Toby Fournier is a Black woman.
Okay.
Ally, happy February, Toby.
It's not February. By the time this drops, it's gonna be April, first of all. It's
I know for next year.
Toby, we got
Toby,
tons
I
of
hope you
talking points.
enjoyed
But
your
also
first.
like
I hope you enjoyed your
Ashley,
first half of February, Toby.
you found your kind because people
No,
don't
that's
know
my
that you are
people.
also a black woman. People don't know that on the lows. And I don't even know like I know you know it, but like how strong is this claim? Like I just want to know for the people for one time for the record.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Guys, she played Mass at Caravana. That's how
I'm also
strong the claim
Latina
is.
apparently today. But anyway,
Yeah,
I'm a
well, the hair.
shapeshifter. I'm a
Yeah,
shapeshifter. But yeah,
I'm
so
whatever you want me to be.
Toby and her Duke Blue Devils were eliminated by UCLA, and I want to get into Final Four with you. That was
Yeah.
definitely a sidebar I wanted to like just get your reaction to. I'm actually crying. But you talked to me about UConn and why you think they are going to advance to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day, like I could be like, yes, they're vulnerable, but they do show a lot of consistency in a lot of other areas. And I don't think they're as strong as last year. But that said, like I do think that they are still, I would say at least 30% ahead of other teams in terms of like just execution level, all around gameplay, defense. Like their offense is so clean. They're coached by Gino. Like we all know the things. Like so, Sarah Strong, we talked about her like last week as well. Like just how efficient she is. Although she did show her sign of weakness in that last game she played against Notre Dame, and so like I think she has to just make sure she stays out of foul trouble because otherwise that really hinders the rest of the team and puts them in a vulnerable spot. I thought that AZ was also a little quiet too in that last game as well against Notre Dame. So that's going to be something that they both have to like kind of like punch up now that we're getting to crunch time. And so UConn and South Carolina, we're talking Final Four, Final Four. When I think about South Carolina, I talked about them last week as
Mm,
well. They are just really dominant. And to be honest, they are my favorite, I think, to go play against UConn, more so for their depth. Not because UConn will have the best player on the floor. TCU will have
in
kind
Sarah
of like
Strong,
an,
in Sarah Strong,
I would say in Sarah Strong, yeah.
because she's a
But
sneaky Husky
mm-hmm,
legend. I think people
mm-hmm.
kind of forget. They're like, oh, Paige Beckers, oh, AZ Fudd, oh, Diana Taurasi, oh, Maya. Sarah Strong is top 3 in like scoring, rebounds, and assists for this UConn team all time.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly like, if you're drafting if you're doing a WNBA draft right now and Sarah Strong's available, you can't tell me you're not taking her.
Mm-hmm.
Like she could be a pillar in your franchise
Yeah.
for sure. And so that's why like I think that the best player on the floor would still be Sarah Strong, no matter if it's South Carolina or TCU. Doesn't matter. Like she's that good. However, that said with South Carolina, like I still think that Joyce Edwards puts up quite the matchup. I think that like I would love to see those two go head to head because Joyce is this like really creative, athletic sophomore player that's also 6'3". So it's almost like she goes for height. Sarah has, I would say Sarah's probably a bit like literally Sarah Strong. She's literally a little bit stronger than her, but that's also because of experience and more like seniority and stuff like that. Joyce that's also like very efficient from inside. Like she's shooting 58%. And she, funny enough, leads the team in steals. People don't realize how athletic Joyce really is. And so that's something that I would be looking at with that matchup. And then also Raven Johnson, actually both Johnson. There's Tessa Johnson and Raven Johnson. Both of them are guards. Both of them are lightning quick. So I actually just feel like I think we talked about this a little bit as well, but like South Carolina, they're big and they're strong, and they also have the same amount of depth as UConn. But I just think that they're overall a little bit stronger and maybe a bit more defensively gritty, but their offensive execution isn't as clean as UConn's.
This is a
So it's gonna
crazy take. This is a crazy take. So UConn, South Carolina, Final Four, you're taking the Gamecocks to advance.
um I would say that it won't be an easy matchup, but I would overall have UConn because of their execution's cleaner.
Boo, boo,
I,
boo.
I, I really
Okay.
want to say South Carolina,
Yeah.
but South Carolina is a year too early.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
1 year too early. What do you have for one of your matchups?
The collective of UConn is too substantial. They are like,
Yeah.
oh my God, they're like big pharma walking into a small town, and there's like a local pharmacy where Dan runs it, and like he gives you a prescription just because he knows what you need. Where it's like, no, we're actually going to come in here and we're going to take over because our prices are lower and we can run a better business model.
I
That's
was,
UConn. UConn is big pharma without all the
I
derogatory connotations.
I was gonna say Dan is the name of my dad, so I didn't know that he had a pharmacy in a small town.
Not anymore.
This was news to me.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Thanks. I thought he was
No,
retired, but
not
maybe he
anymore.
isn't.
No, since Gino's pills and
Also,
prescriptions came into town.
fun fact, Olivia Miles is the niece of my high school coach.
Oh, cool. No, I love that.
Yeah.
Basketball is such a small world. UConn is a wagon. Who's going to meet them? On the other side of the bracket, we have UCLA. And I think we can start there because this is a team that has that veteran presence that they feel like now's the time for them, right? They're going to take on a team in Texas who got past Michigan in order to be in the Final Four. And this Texas team, man, they're hungry, right? They haven't won a championship since 1986. Good year, though, some would say. Some would say it was a good year. They haven't won in 40 years. And so this is a team coached by Vic Schaefer who hangs their hat on defense, right? But we're also seeing a UCLA team who was locked down in the Elite Eight and only allowed 19 points in the second half when they were down. So it's going to be a defensive slugfest. Who can get free first is really going to have an effect on, I think, the outcome of this game. We know Lauren Betts is the straw that stirs the drink, but you can't mix air with nothing, right? You need some of the ingredients that are going to mesh together. So what did UCLA do? They said, we're too reliant on our inside game. And Lauren Betts still gets her touches. She still gets to eat. Anytime she plays 30 minutes, she's good for at least 15 shots from the field, okay? She doesn't take threes, and you can win a game just swapping twos and threes, even though, and we'll talk about it a little later, the 3-point shots have not been falling for the girls, but they go and they have somebody like Gianna Neepkins, who is their deep threat all season, knocking down 4 threes on a regular season high of 5. But it's something that she hasn't been able to capture the essence of in this tournament. She's only had double digits one time out of the 4 games that they've played so far. So it's just like at a certain point in time, like that has to change. It's not going to fly, honey. You know, there's no, none of that. You have to hit your threes. You have to take those opportunities, especially with the way that threes are not falling and they are at a premium. If you can hit 2, 3, and you know, those one stab that go back to back to back, Those are the ones that are going to kill you. Then you have someone like Kiki Rice, who's going to be a factor for this UCLA team. But yeah, this Texas team, they have the length that can match UCLA, which is something Michigan is a smaller team. They relied on all those sophomores. It didn't work out for them. They felt like they have something to prove. They couldn't do it. Maybe next year, girls, there is still time to build this program up. But you have Texas Longhorns, yeehaw, UCLA, the Bruins. And I think, I'm gonna go with Texas. Am I gonna go with Texas?
Really?
Yeah.
You don't have faith in the Bruins like that.
It's not that I don't have faith in them, but like, can you really trust a California team who probably eats at Erewhon? You know what I mean? And says it's like
Ah!
the best smoothie that I've had, allegedly.
Goes to Santa Monica on the weekend.
Yeah. Like you're out on the pier, girls. I need you to. These Texas girls are in the dirt. They're in the
Yeah,
mud.
facts. They're in that dust. Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, like they're
in the gym.
And that's how they're gonna leave UCLA. Just like what's that
Choked up.
form of dust?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think I'm gonna go with Texas. UConn final. And now we come into a situation where
Ooh.
UConn is trying to go back to back for the first time in over a decade, and then you have Texas who's trying to win a national title for the first time in 40 years.
Yep.
And that's a story that I can
Wow.
get behind.
Wow. Yeah, no, honestly, I could see that because you've been writing for Texas since well, yeah, since we started talking about like March
Yeah, like
Madness.
I don't know what it
You were
is.
like,
Like
they beat South Carolina. Like they did it. I'm like,
I
whoa,
saw
okay.
rodeo once, and I was like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
these are my
But
people.
also, it's funny because when you said like, yeah, like of course Texas like won over South Carolina. For me, I'm like, I think that's a testament to just how I almost want to say like they're kind of a bit of a slept on team, and maybe that's also partially because they just haven't been to like a finals in so long. Like
Sorry,
it's
one
since that.
second. Someone's at my door.
Oh,
My foot's asleep. Oh,
oh no,
oh God.
falls.
What did you do?
A few moments later.
Not an embarrassing display of flowers.
Oh,
Is this from you?
cute.
Is this from
Yeah,
you?
I
Is
should.
it?
I should take. No, it's not.
Oh. Yeah,
Should
I
be
hope you're
100%.
hungry for nothing.
I
Oh my
know. I was like,
God. Okay, stop.
who's this from though? Who loves you?
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Oh, guys, she has options. She's highly pursued. I love those are so pretty.
Those are really pretty. Okay, sorry for the sidebar.
We love a sidebar.
My mom. My mom and dad. God bless.
Oh,
You'll
yeah,
always
I
be
also
you'll always be 30 in our hearts. Happy
not even
birthday.
20, rude.
Well, let's be realistic.
Ah,
I'm also a realist. Okay, cute flowers.
that's cute.
Love, love,
Aww.
love. Okay, anyway, we digress. I am writing for them, I fear. I
Okay.
just think
Okay.
I think you know this, like the defense is always going to inform the success
Yeah.
of these teams. So in a Final Four matchup against UCLA, who does have listen, they're dogs too. But I gotta go
Hmm.
with my girls. I gotta go with my girls. All right, all right, all right.
All right. On that
Okay.
note, in general, looking like away from all of this, it's like for me, what's gonna give us the best finals? Like that's what I want. Like I want like a tooth and
No.
nail, hopefully overtime. Like I'm like, I'm not cheering for any one team in particular, but like it's just like I just want a good game. And like it always sucks when like the semifinals are better than the finals
Last year's
themselves.
finals was so anticlimactic.
You
It
literally,
was
it's
so
yeah,
yeah.
like the semifinals were better. Like I do remember that. I was like, okay, so like anyways, and so like it goes for any league, any sports, but like
Mm.
it's just it's that's what I want. I want a dog fight. I just want a dog fight. That's all
Okay,
I
Michael
want.
Vick,
That's all I
relax.
want. No. No, not that. Like Hannah Hidalgo dog fight.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, the SPCA. Yeah, I know a girl. You need to talk to her
Stop.
today.
Lock her up. No.
Roll with
Um
me.
I'm crying. I'm crying. Never. My mom's a vet. I could never.
Be the ones you least expect. That's where you get
um,
them from. That's where you source your material.
that's where the forgotten ones.
Yeah, is Samantha like a dog walker now? No, why? I saw her ripping down Bloor with 6 dogs, pit bulls.
That was a pitties. I know pit bulls are like my favorite breed too,
They're
eh?
so cute. I like their little
They're so
smiles.
cute. I
Their muscles
know.
freak me out though.
I like they're strong. They're
They're
built. I don't
giving
mind that.
they're giving very much Short King energy.
Pit bulls are
Whose
short
house is
kings.
this? It's my house. Yeah, I'm the owner of this house.
They're giving a skipping leg day. Just biceps only. Yeah. That's a good analogy.
Anyway, I don't know how you're gonna get out of this, but good luck.
Skirt.
Next topic, please.
Gino
Yeah.
Auriemma calling out the NCAA schedule. Yo, he came with receipts. He came with
Shade.
like shade and facts and information. And I think he was also trying to be, not even trying to be, he was the voice of a lot of concerns throughout all the teams. And he said this before the win against Notre Dame. So before the game, he came out and he was like, dude, we're getting the craziest shooting times at like 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning even.
6:20, yeah.
Insane. The balls are way overinflated because they're brand new and nobody decided to like, I don't know, use them a little bit or just like check to see how inflated they were. And the media times are also ridiculous. And the practice times later in the day are also ridiculous. So now you're having a scattered schedule basically from like a 6 a.m. shoot to 5 p.m. media with like an 8 o'clock game or whatever. It's just like, and he's like, what has changed from, the time I saw the media the night before, after our game to 6 in the morning, basically. What's changed? Nothing. And so, anyways, he made some really good points. It went viral, basically, for our women's sports space. What did you take of it? Like, what did you make?
First and foremost, he's being an advocate in a space where he can say whatever he wants and there will be no repercussions. And I think we all know, particularly we've seen throughout the last 5 years, like people who utilize their power for good and stand up for people who don't necessarily have a voice, it's always going to be a 10 out of 10 for me. So he said what everyone was saying in the dark. He said the quiet part out loud. And I think it's important because the one thing that we know about athletes is that they like routine, they like consistency, they like to know, boom, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to have shoot around, I'm going to do a meal, I'm going to do a nap, and then I'm going to head to the gym.
It's
and
like
I
your
want to
interview with
repeat it.
Nikki Small.
Nikki Small. And then
Yeah.
and then enough. They said, oh, you want to talk to Nikki? You be there at 4:30, 4:15.
Okay, don't make it seem like that. It's not
They
like
did
that.
say that. I'll pull up an email. I'll put it on the screen right here.
7 p.m. game. There's a longer process to my game day routine. And
here we go.
So, I'm going to start from the beginning since you wanted to know.
I'm sad. We get it. But they want to be able to know what's about to happen. And so when you take an athlete who's operated that way for the entirety of the season, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, wait, no, my shoot around time is not 10, it's at 6. But then I have a practice at 5. So what am I doing all day? I'm wasting away. I have to fill time. Everything changes. So he was pointing that out. And I think it was just very obvious. I don't even know. It's not like, oh, florals for spring, groundbreaking. He's like, have you asked the people that are doing it what they want? No.
Yeah. And I think what a big thing that he pointed to that we've kind of touched on slightly, but let's just say it out loud. The 3-point shooting sucks.
Oh, right. Yeah, that part. Shady. He's like,
yeah.
He's like, Iowa, 1 for 16. Yikes.
He pulled out the receipts. Whoa. And the best part, because he, once again, to your point, only he could say this.
Yeah.
And he was like, you think that, he's like, sold out arenas and sold out. You think we're going to stay sold out if we keep shooting like this?
Yeah.
Woo.
There was one, you know what? I'm glad that we're talking about this because there was one pass in particular in the Notre Dame UConn game. And I think it was Sarah Strong, but maybe not.
I saw that.
And she was down in the post and she went to throw a bounce pass to somebody who was shooting down, rim running to the elbow. And that had flubber on it. That went boing to the ceiling. And I was like, oh.
It went over her head, bro. And these girls are 6'3".
I just am like, wait, that had so much mustard on it. But the pass didn't. Why is it bouncing like that? And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. These balls are not worn in. They're not broken in. They're not deflated enough. But yeah, I was like, oh, he ain't.
I'm
never,
like, it's not
Deflategate,
it's Inflategate. Facts.
Yeah.
And apparently he was like, yeah, I dribbled it and I was like, whoa,
I know. Listen, the thing is we're not new to this. The women's game is always the last to adapt to things that literally just make sense.
Preach.
And unfortunately, that's just the way that it's been. There are things that are happening that are changing the perception and the treatment of women athletes. And we've seen that with the WNBA, CBA. We've seen that in the NWSL this offseason with the exceptional player exemption that was made for Trinity Rodman, et cetera, et cetera. But there's always going to be something. That's just the reality of the situation. When you're coming from a place of being a have not, whether it's warranted or not, there's always going to be another battle to fight. So again, like, let's get our armor on and let's go to battle again in the off season.
Let's go to
and maybe we'll see
war.
some change next year.
No, for facts. Like the fact that even like the NCAA women's like March Madness tournament wasn't even called March Madness for the longest time is
Bro, that started like
crazy.
4 years ago.
Literally,
Maybe
the tournament has existed what just as long as the men's, basically, like Roe v. Wade, like not in Roe v. Wade, Title IX. Sorry, I'm getting my justice mixed up. Title IX, like it's supposed to be equal, and the fact that like women were going with like a no-name brand, basically, like it's like McDonald's to no name. Come on now.
Listen, Sedona Prince is a problem, obviously.
I know she's a big problem.
Credit where credit is due, because that video of the discrepancy between the women's weight room and the men's weight room. I won't even call the women's weight room a weight room, just weights, free weights.
No, literally.
Pilates studio. And the meals and the welcome bags and all that stuff. That was a pivotal moment in time. And she had the platform and she said the thing out loud that people, again, were saying behind closed doors. And it's just another example of like speaking the truth out loud is the only thing that will allow change to be seen. It does come at a personal risk. But when Gino says, hey, we're shooting, our shooting is cheeks, everyone's like 10% from three, people are going to listen because it's the right person at the right time.
Exactly. Well, let's switch gears, I guess, again, because right person, right time, right coin toss, question mark?
Yeah.
Talk about a coin toss. Okay, so the Toronto Tempo and the Portland Flyer, they flipped a coin to decide who was choosing what. Toronto Tempo won, so now they chose the regular WNBA draft. They chose the first pick outside of the lottery, which is already protected, we know that, which is the sixth pick in the WNBA draft. That means that Portland Fire, they get the first pick in the expansion draft. Just overall thoughts, feelings, concerns?
Well, first of all, because I come from a world of like fantasy sports. And so when we talk about a snake draft, which is what the expansion draft is, it means that if I have the first pick in this draft and it's a snake, I go 1, you go 2, 3 before it comes back to me as 4. And I go 5, you go 6, 7. Right? But the thing that I didn't realize, I didn't comprehend, is that they're only doing 2 rounds, but they're doing 12 picks each, so 6 picks a round. So the snaking doesn't happen until the second round, which was my bad. So I think that Toronto made the smart move. They win the coin toss. They say, we want a higher pick in the college draft. The expansion draft is really funny this year, Sav, as you know. 80% of the league is a free agent. 80% of 21 of 24 all-stars are on the market and available.
Crazy.
And Portland and Toronto, this is really important. They can only each pick one unrestricted free agent who has 5 years of service for their teams. So basically they're saying, okay, if you have a girl, Portland, and you want a UFA who's going to be a cornerstone of your franchise, who you have a chance to offer a supermax to, you take that person. But if you take that person first overall, we can rack up the other picks because you can't take another UFA. So we can take our cornerstone piece 11th overall because you can only choose one. So basically they're forcing their hand, right? They're saying, and if you don't take the big dog number 1, we're going to gobble that person up.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to live with that for the rest of your days.
So the rest of your days.
Yeah. Like Toronto did a good job kind of putting Portland in a bind and forcing their hand and saying, not only do we get a superior pick in the college draft, what are you going to do?
And what you going to do about it?
Yeah,
exactly. No. So, I mean, it's great that Toronto won the coin toss, which just because, go ahead.
What do you mean? My fate lies in a coin toss. Like, I get it. It's probably one of the more equitable ways to select something because it is just 50-50.
Who tosses this coin again? Like, do we know who the coin tosser? Tosser of the coin, maybe.
Imagine
Like,
that's
what's
like
your
your only job. That'd
yeah?
be so
Bring
blessed.
them
Like
out. It's like
I do
Matt
coin
McClung.
tosses at major finals. That actually is a niche I need to do. I might just make a full Instagram account just tossing a coin and just try to be like the Bruce Buffer of coin tosses, where it's
And
just
try
like
to
it's
get
just
the
me,
most
boom,
rotation.
boom,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
100% of the
Like
time works every time. Yeah, okay. Let me put a pin
thumb
in that
weights.
because I'm getting a side hustle energy right now. But I want to know, Sav, what are other ways you would want to see this go down instead of a coin toss?
So when you posed this to me, I got real creative because I was
Okay,
thinking like,
I'm scared.
okay, this could be fun. All right, so I thought of it in a couple ways. Okay, we could do it for
Okay,
entertainment purposes only. Treat it like a gender reveal,
okay.
and somebody outside source has to fill two balloons or make two cakes with like the team's colors inside of it,
Or like,
basically.
or okay, I see, yeah.
And then present it to Kathy Engelbert or
And
whoever's
she
the
has to take
deciding
a bite.
factor. And she has to take a bite. She has to choose a cake and take a bite.
No cutlery,
Yes, no
full
cutlery.
face.
Exactly, full face. And she got choose a cake, take a bite of the cake. You don't know which what you're getting, okay? So that's entertainment. The other thing is a balloon. Pop a balloon, see which one
Okay,
it is.
okay. I'm
Boom.
gonna go with. I want to see you just you choose somebody from your front office, and we're doing a chopped mystery basket with a panel of culinary judges who are going to determine the meal that they want, but they don't get to see who cooked what dish. We get to see it. They're
Mm,
sequestered, secluded, and then they just have to determine who had the best meal.
the
Very Gordon
dish.
Ramsay-esque, very Food Network-esque. We're doing chopped. We're keeping the competition alive. So that's my entertainment
I was gonna
umbrella
say,
idea.
what would Toronto make? I feel like if you're not making like jerk chicken or
No, it's a
oxtail,
mystery basket. You don't know what's in it until you get it. They could be like,
true.
here's liver and dragon fruit and almond milk.
Oh,
God
true.
bless.
I forgot the ingredients are the secret. Ooh,
Yeah.
yikes.
And then the ingredients could be based on a fan vote across the league.
The other GMs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
goodness. They're like,
So they could
get
do,
the
I think they could do
stinkiest
that.
cheese.
I think they could do maybe the head coaches have to go one-on-one, unrivaled
I
style,
thought about this.
first to
Uh-huh.
first
I
to
was thinking
12.
head coaches, or also on that vein of Unraveled style, do president, coach, GM, 3x3.
3x3. Yeah, you have to play for it.
Hmm. Play
Yeah,
for it.
I think that would obviously be entertaining. That would add a new element to it as well.
Lace up.
Ball up top.
Not to mention, yeah, ball up top. Check
Check the
it.
ball. I was gonna
Check the
say,
ball.
or you could also, we don't like Toronto has no players, Portland has no players, so you can't really incorporate that. But I wonder if you could do something where it's like, I'm giving proxy to any player in the league of my choice. They are representing Toronto, they are representing Portland, and then they have to compete in an athletic activity outside of basketball. Water
Oh, so
polo.
like let's just say like Aaliyah Edwards is proxy to Toronto and you have like whoever's proxy to Portland off the top of my head, I don't remember.
And like
But
literally anybody, yeah. Like,
yeah, and
okay,
then
you
they
take Tasha
play
Cloud. Great. And now those
yeah, yeah,
two,
yeah.
now Aaliyah and Tash have to play something against each
Butterfly
other.
swimming race.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nice.
Scavenger
Wow.
hunt.
Scavenger hunt. Ah!
Amazing race style.
That
In
would
the
be
city,
crazy.
in the city of the all opposite.
All opposite cities.
Yeah. So like you
Interesting.
couldn't get Aaliyah to come and do Toronto. She's too familiar with it. If
No,
she was Toronto's
yeah,
proxy, she's going to Portland and she's doing something there.
I love that. That's actually
Anyway,
hilarious.
the just
No.
the
Mm.
it's quick and dirty and a coin toss works, I guess, but I feel like there's other ways to like get this a little bit more
My
entertaining.
other two
Yeah.
suggestions is a cold plunge.
And whoever stays in the longest.
Exactly.
Okay. The
That's
only thing is like depending on who it is, if they're super competitive, because once you get a cold plunge and you're numb, like you're just numb. We can't have people losing limbs and getting hypothermia and shit over a sixth overall pick.
I feel like Sandy Brondello, she's Australian. She's tough as nails. I would trust her with that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they wouldn't get it. It's like it's been 6 days.
Yeah, this is
She has no toes. Her toes are gone.
whoever gets hypothermia first, then like he
Yeah,
loses.
like
Okay, and then rock, paper, scissors. How about that?
Yeah, I like that. Best 2 out of 3. Do you do rock, paper, scissors, shoot, or do you go rock, paper, shoot?
Oh, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, let's go. Best 2 out of 3 right now. Ready?
Rock, paper. Yeah.
Bro. Okay.
The delay.
Rock,
Go.
paper, shoot. How is it delayed so much?
Huh?
Is it delayed that much? No way.
Okay, you say it. You say it.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. 1-0. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay.
Tied.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah.
No, you're cheating. You can see me.
Three. I can't see you. You're the one doing
I can't
it.
see you. What?
You're the
Okay.
one. You are the one setting the tone. I'm not saying anything. I
That's
win.
okay. That's
Let's
okay.
go.
You're the
In
Toronto
history of
proxy,
Cinderella
so it's a
Stories. This is the
win-win.
first time I've won.
Anything against me, actually.
Yeah. Literally. Let me take my win.
I got to give it to you because soon you'll be in lockup over the dog fighting. So I need you.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Okay. Portland gets to select first in the expansion draft. And I'm so upset because they had to submit their protected players list on Sunday. We're recording this Monday. I just know as soon as we stop recording, that's going to get leaked and we're going to have the names. But with that being said, we don't have that information right now. But here's who I think could be on the chopping block, if you will, or could be up for grabs for that UFA spot that would allow you to give them a supermax. Jewel Lloyd from the Aces. The Aces have Asia, they have Jackie Young, they have Chelsea Gray. Jewel Lloyd, where does she fit in? Do you have room for them? Is she going to want bigger money somewhere else? Arike and Gubawale, Dallas, what are they doing? She is somebody who is the longest tenured player on that team. She lives and breathes wings. But are they going with the youth movement? Can she play with Paige Beckers? And then for the Sparks, Z Stevens, right? Is she going to be available? Because if they have Cameron Brink back, do they need that stretch forward center anymore? Or are they going to go with Cam and then try and develop younger talent?
Those are also all great names. And it's crazy because like I have a couple different names from those from your names, but like I find that right now it's like the wild, wild west. And especially when free agency opens up, it's even more wild. Like, yeah, it's actually crazy. We could really, Toronto could build a great team off the jump. So I think about like who's available. I'm looking at Indiana. Like I've been saying this. I'm a big fan of her game, Kelsey Mitchell.
Yeah.
Like she don't get enough love in Indiana. I mean, I know that the fans they love they love her, but I'm talking about on the court. Like she's behind Caitlin Clark, and they have their Sophie Cunningham. They have a couple girls that they really prioritize. I think it's time for Kelsey Mitchell to really step into the spotlight she deserves. She's already an all-star, and I think that she just needs an opportunity to really showcase as to why. This is more on a brand market team, a name I should say, but Kelsey Plum. I don't know why I see her fitting in Toronto. Like I feel like she kind of has that body, that spirit of like the Toronto. She's a Toronto bod gal. I see it already. She don't really know she is. I think she is. Well, LA like let her go. That's probably more my question. But that's once again, this is like the free agency talk, and maybe LA's like, well, we want to go younger or we want to do something like. This is why I'm like it'd be interesting to put like where the UFA goes in terms of not just talent on the floor. You obviously gotta be talented, but also branding as well. Who do you want to be like a brand point face of your franchise? So that was a name that came up to mind. And then once again, this name, I think this is probably pie in the sky, me just dreaming, but Satu Sabali.
Ain't happening.
I know.
It ain't happening.
A girl could dream. A girl could dream.
Well, a
girl could dream. But it's not like
wake up, babe. Wake
Because
up.
Alyssa Thomas, like she plays with a lot of big names already, like out in Phoenix. And so like I think I'm like, okay.
There's no way she's not
are you
be
saying
protected. There's no way. And also important to note too is that these teams can make like backroom deals, and it's fully legal, it's fully sanctioned. Like they can go to a team and say, okay, cool. I basically, if you don't take my player who I'm going to leave unprotected, we will operate in a trade later on. Or they can say, hey, LA can call Toronto and be like, hey, we want whoever from the Liberty. Can you take them in the expansion draft and then
Yeah.
trade them to us for someone on our end, or picks or cash or future considerations. Like, this is a swap meet. This is the barter system at its finest. And the players are going to be sent around in a carousel. And how teams end up on the other side of this free agency is going to be astoundingly different, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be quite interesting. But you know what is also astoundingly different? And I'm sure you saw this. It was really hard to miss. And this is very bittersweet, especially like for me personally, as like a bit of a personal connection to this. But the fact that Houston got their team back, which that means the world to me. But at the same time, Houston Comets, they were a dynasty in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then the team folded. And then that was it. And so it means a lot that they're coming back to Houston. But on that same vein, it's devastating that Connecticut had to lose their team, because that's what they're doing. They're moving the Connecticut Sun. It got bought for apparently about $300 million to be moved down to Houston. So now the Connecticut fans are left without a team, and they have a pretty great like fan base. Like, it's not like they weren't a basketball market. It's just the fact that on the ownership level, they sold the team.
Honestly, I understand both sides, and I'm actually kind of glad that this saga is over. Connecticut has been trying to sell this team for a year and a half, and the league has continued to cock block them and get in their way. They have been trying to sell this team, and the WNBA has been like, oh no, we don't think it's worth it. Well, we want to It's like, we agreed to terms. This is mine.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't sell it? So in one vein, I'm happy that they were able to conduct business as they saw fit. But it is difficult to see a team like Connecticut, who is so storied in the WNBA, be null and void now. You never know. They might come back. Old franchises sometimes become new again. And it's cool to see it in Houston. And I'm sure that there's multiple census tests and surveys and whatever that allow for us to see the probability of this business succeeding in Houston versus Connecticut or something, or the league would once again got in the way probably. But yeah, I think just generally speaking, like, the landscape of women's basketball is so interesting now, and it is a full-fledged business. It's no longer a pet project. It's no longer a passion project. It's no longer a decoupage hobby. It's real business, and it's here to stay.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I know it's a business, but I'm like, can't everybody win? Like, why do we have to like move a team to make another team? Like, why can't we just have both teams? Like, two things can be true at the same time. And like, it just sucks. Like, was there no other Connecticut owners? And maybe there wasn't, that could have kept the team in Connecticut as well. And like, I was on, how the best stories go, scrolling on Reddit, and WNBA Reddit like pulled up that the U.S. Senator Richard, I'm gonna butcher his name, Richard Blumenthal, has called on the DOJ, the Doge, to investigate the sale of the Connecticut Sun. Like, that's like the level of seriousness that
they've been trying to bring in the government from before.
Well, I'm like, yo, if your team is not writing for you to try to bring the governor, they're like, no, this guy, the governor, call in the governor. This is not fair. We want our team to stay. Then like they ain't loyal. Like, this is like, man, like get you a fan base that fights for you like that. Like, that's why my heart goes out to them. Like, literally, like Richard, the Senate, he literally tweeted, he's like, WNBA is putting a full court press on blocking the Sun from staying in Connecticut. Deeply harmful to fans that live and breathe basketball. The Doge should investigate and stop such anti-competitive interferences.
Yeah, but this was happening during the Boston sale.
That came out about a day ago.
Oh, he did it again then. Okay. Ride or die, baby.
Is another one. Bloomy. And also Gino had a comment about it. Basically, also kind of just saying that like the fan base is now displaced. So Gino and Auriemma also not feeling it. But that goes to say this has been fun. Thanks for absolutely. And on that jury note, thanks for listening to Cinderella Stories. Can't wait to run it back next week and properly celebrate Ashley's birthday now that has happened.
That part, yeah, heavy on that.
Like, subscribe, and do all the things. You know where to find us.